more about what's going on. Jewish Music Week is continuing through this weekend, and you can find out more at jewishmusicweek.com. We're going to hear more from the Mir Trio. We're not done yet when we come back live from Zoomer Hall. Stay tuned.
Fair question, but we were discussing here, how do you define Jewish music? Because there's Israeli Jewish music, and there must be so many composers with such different origins who would yet identify as Jewish composers. So could you just share with us briefly some of your thinking about what counts as Jewish music?
No, I studied composition with Hugo Weisskall, and we've been asking this question for a long time. If you're Jewish and you respond emotionally to something in the music, then it's Jewish music. I think that's about as close a description as you can get. I should also think that certainly our cultural heritage is so influenced by the communities in which our people have lived over the centuries that everything that we do is sort of a hybrid. So music that kind of comes from the Second Temple, and then it combines with something a little here. I mean, South American music, we've got wonderful Jewish musicians from Brazil and Argentina.
Hello everyone, just very quickly, my name is Paul Thomas. I am the program and music director here at the New Classical FM. I want to welcome you all to the Zoomerplex here today. And I am going to remind you that after the concert we have a lovely reception catered by Urban Fare. And you'll also have a chance to find out a little bit more about what we do here at Zoomer Media. There's a table set up, so if you're interested in CARP or Zoomer Magazine or our sister station, Zoomer Radio, we invite you to stop by and take a look at what we have. But right now, I am going to introduce today's floor director, Megan Chipman, who is going to share some house rules with you.
I don't need a microphone. Thank you, Paul. Hi, I'm Megan. So welcome to the Zoomerplex. For those who are new here, welcome, and hope you are so far enjoying your time here. If it's your first time, welcome, and I hope you enjoy your time here. So I'm going to be your floor director for today, and I want to go over a couple house rules. So rule number one is I need your cell phones off, not just on vibrate, not just on silent. They need to be off just because it can interfere with the equipment that is around us. We don't want any feedback. We're going to be live to the radio and onto a web stream on classicalfm.ca. So we just want to make sure there's no interruptions. Plus, it's also just out of respect for our performers today to not be interrupted by, someone of your ringtones, that sort of thing. As much as I love ringtones, I don't want to hear them during the concert. The other thing I wanted to point out really quickly is that we have two exits here, so if anything happens to go wrong, you get too hot, you're overheated, you end up wanting to pass out, anything along that line, there's an exit there, that's your closest one, and there, that's your closest one. But if you need assistance, please put your hand up, I will come running over to you and I'll make sure you all are okay. But yeah, so we've got a couple more minutes to air, roughly 2 minutes to air. I really want to test out your enthusiasm, so we have a very intimate concert here today. I want to make it sound like this room has 1,000 people in it. So when I clap, you all clap. So let's clap. I want it louder, so let's clap. We're excited. So when we're almost live to air, I will come out and I will shout we have 1 minute to air, and I will see you very soon. Thanks, guys.
afternoon and welcome to the Zoomer Hall Concert Series brought to you by Natural Calm, the Better Magnesium. I'm Kathleen Kajioka. If you're listening on the radio, this would be a good time to switch over to our live web stream if you can, and you can watch this performance live. That's at classicalfm.ca. It's Jewish Music Week in Toronto, celebrating Jewish music and Jewish contribution to music at large with concerts throughout the city. And the new Classical FM is very proud to be part of the action. Today, with the generous support of the Azrieli Foundation, we are presenting a trio of musicians who specialize in shining light on underrepresented Jewish composers. Ladies, welcome the Mir Trio. was an elegy by Charles Osborne, live at Zoomer Hall, played by the Mir Trio, who are here as part of Jewish Music Week on now in Toronto. I believe Charles Osborne is in the audience with us. Welcome, and thank you for the gorgeous music. Let's meet the Mir Trio. We've got Mark Skazanetsky on violin, Igor Gefter on cello, and Rebecca Kerr on piano. Rebecca, I'd like to speak with you first. Can you tell us a bit about the Mir Trio? When and how was your group formed?
Sure, Kathleen. The Mir Trio was formed in 2016, and we gathered together as colleagues. I knew of Mark and Igor through their connection to my husband, who's in the TSO, and they, of course, knew each other from being in the Toronto Symphony together. And we decided to join forces to perform some music that doesn't really get a lot of airtime these days, and that is music of living composers, and specifically living Jewish composers. And we also champion music of Jewish composers in the past that may have been underrepresented or suppressed.
Now, what does the name Mir mean?
Well, the name Mir sort of has a twofold meaning. It's our initials, Mark, M, Igor, I, Rachel, R, but it's also the Russian word for peace. And through exposing this music that has not really been out in the world as much as we would have liked it to be, we feel that that is our mission, and that's one of peace, and to bring that music into public knowledge.
And so for this music that is a bit more obscure for various reasons, and we'll talk about that later, how do you go about finding